How can a law be liberating? How can a restriction actually produce greater mobility and freedom and expansion? Well, think about it like this. Within the parameters of Scripture, we have this idea of the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments, well, it's a short list, but that short list of 10 commandments is further reducible, according to Scripture, to just 2 commandments. And the 2 commandments that are articulated in Scripture are reducible to 1 commandment. On all levels, you're looking at the same thing, but at different configurations, if you will. For example, in Matthew 22, Jesus was asked a question by somebody. Teacher, this particular individual asked, which is the great commandment in the law? So the question here is regarding the law of God. And Jesus said to him in verse 37, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Jesus identified this as the first great commandment. And he said that the second is like it. Like it in what sense? Well, he says, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And then Jesus makes this remarkably simple and yet profound statement. He says in verse 40, on these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Are you tracking with what Jesus is saying here? Are you letting it really register and come into your thinking in such a way that you can understand that Jesus is essentially saying that the entire Old Testament scriptures, which he calls the law and the prophets, the writings of Moses, and then all of the other prophets after Moses, that all of Scripture is reducible to 2 commandments according to Jesus. 2 commandments. Love God, love your fellow human beings. And of course, there is a single principle that is in play in these 2 commands, and that principle is love, which Scripture defines as other-centered relational dynamics.